Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Joe Klein and I'm the instructor for this class, Introduction to Communication Disorders. I want to tell you a little bit about myself and why I got into the field of communication disorders. I got into the field because I stutter. All through grade school and college, I was a very severe stutterer. It was very difficult for me to say anything at all without stuttering pretty severely. I actually let my difficulty speaking choose my college major for me. I had really wanted to major in journalism, but because the thought of asking questions, using the telephone, just seemed so overwhelming to me that I ended up majoring in philosophy instead, a field I didn't really care all that much about. But because I could read and write pretty well, that's what I ended up doing. And I didn't end up doing it very well because I wasn't very passionate about it, and I just wasn't very passionate about anything, and was a severe stutterer on top of that. And so, I was pretty much a disaster through into my early 20s. When I was younger, I had had therapy, but it all really just focused on actual speech mechanics, and my stuttering was just too severe for that. But finally, after college, I was involved in a more holistic therapy program that not only worked on how I spoke, but also my feelings and attitudes about my speaking and my stuttering and everything else. Um, and that really made a huge change for me. I had had a lot of negative speaking encounters because of my stuttering and felt really bad about my stuttering. And so it was only natural that I was really negative about how I could speak and how others were going to view my speech. And in order for me to change, those negative attitudes about speaking and about stuttering had to change. Um, so little by little, I started speaking a little more easily and feeling a little better about how I spoke. And I went from taking a job after college that required no speaking to taking a job as a customer service representative for an insurance company where I was on the phone 40 hours a week. I was still stuttering, but not severely. And within a few months, I was training new employees actually to be a customer service representative, even though, I was the one who stuttered. It was a pretty interesting experience and a good experience. And it was around that point that I knew that my speech therapist had made a profound impact on me, on not just my speech, but on my whole life. And I knew that that was what I wanted to do. That if I could just help one person the way that I was helped, that any work I put into that would be worth it. And goodness, if I could get paid for that, how fantastic would that be? So I was living in Philadelphia at the time and got accepted into the pre-professional classes at the University of South Alabama in Mobile, where I ended up just going straight through and getting a PhD in communication disorders with an emphasis in stuttering. After that, I worked for 5 years at the College of St. Rose in Albany, New York, where I got to work with lots of people who stutter every week, and learned a great deal more about stuttering and people who stutter. And then in August of 2010, I started working here at Appalachian State University and just absolutely love it. What a great university, what a great place. Really enjoying this experience. I have a wife and two children. We all live in Boone. So that's who I am. And this week I'm going to get you all to introduce yourselves on the discussion list. And I'll have more information about that coming really soon. All right, now the class. Please read the book. That's the most important information I can give you about any online class. I need you to really immerse yourself in this class over the next 5 weeks. And that means not only listening to the lectures and studying the PowerPoints, but also really reading the book. And really, it'll be your best resource in whatever class you take. And so, my advice is to read the book, not only in this class, but in all your classes. Not only will you learn information about the subject at hand, but you'll also be learning how to write like the professionals in that field by reading the writing of the professionals in that field. And finally, it will help you do really well in the class. And this is probably the best advice I have about anything ever, is that the best thing to do in life is to practice success. Even if you're in the dumbest class ever, which of course won't be this class, this will be a fantastic life-altering class. But if you're in a bad class, not this one, practice success. Each and every moment of our lives, we are practicing success or failure, effort or laziness, happiness or sadness. So practice success, practice happiness, practice hard work, practice the things that you want. If you practice the things that you want in life, you will get those things. If you find yourself practicing things that you don't want in life, unhappiness, laziness, you will end up with those things. So practice what you want in life and you will get those things. All right, I'm off my soapbox. I look forward to a really happy semester. I look forward to getting to know you this semester. And I really hope you enjoy this class. Please feel free to email me with any questions or comments about the class. And I'm also happy to take suggestions about how I can make the class better. So let's have a great class, and let's get started.